Jabari Peoples. I don't know if y'all heard about the case yet, and if y'all didn't, we need to talk about this because it's kind of crazy and I'm a little disturbed by it, and I feel like we need to get the word out. I was going to make a TikTok about it, but I think I need to go live and then post it on YouTube, and then I'll make a TikTok about it. But there was a young man, his name is Jabari Peoples. Jabari Peoples was unalived by a Homewood police officer in Alabama at around 9:30. I think this was yesterday. The officer claims that he approached the vehicle that Jabari was in and that it smelled like marijuana. Now, here's what the officer is saying. I'm going to tell you what the officer is saying first, and then I'm going to play some audio from his family and talk about what the family is saying. So the officer is saying that upon exiting, the officer saw a handgun in the driver's side door. As he attempted to arrest Jabari, they allegedly engaged in a physical struggle, and Jabari allegedly retrieved the handgun. The officer said he was fearing for his safety and fired one shot that struck Jabari and remained in possession of the firearm. And after the verbal commands, he eventually removed the gun and gave aid before he was transported. This is what the officer is saying. The officer was treated at the scene and later released from Alabama the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency has taken over the investigation. Now, a lot of this doesn't make sense. Like what they're trying to say doesn't make sense. Also, I'm not sure why he was arresting him for possession of marijuana, as he alleged, but here's the audio of what they're saying on the news and some of what Jabari's mom had to say about what happened in the incident. Hold on, let me.
Top of breaking news out of Homewood. Law enforcement and loved ones are now speaking out after an officer-involved shooting left 18-year-old Jabari Peoples dead. ABC 3340's Olivia Goche has been following the story. She's out
This is in Alabama.
live at Homewood Soccer Complex right now, where that shooting took place Monday night. Olivia,
This was Monday night.
What have you learned so far?
Brenda, the Homewood Police Department says that they've seen a recent increase in criminal activity out here at their athletic complexes.
You know what
and
that
they say
means.
that Monday night, a uniformed officer approached a vehicle out here, and 18-year-old Peoples was inside of that vehicle. Now, we're told that the officer smelled marijuana coming from the car, and after asking the passengers inside the car, Peoples and one other person, to step out, that's where things took a turn. And the Peoples family says there's more to that story.
This is his mom.
He did not pull a gun.
Or his
The
cousin.
officer was not injured. The young lady that was with him, she was a witness. She saw everything.
Homewood police say the officer was in uniform and a marked car when they approached the vehicle Jabari Peoples was in Monday night. In a new statement issued today by Homewood PD, authorities say the officer, quote, attempted to secure Mr. Peoples in handcuffs to effect an arrest for unlawful possession of marijuana and possible other charges, at which point Mr. Peoples began to actively resist. A physical struggle ensued, at which point the officer was knocked to the ground. They add that Mr. Peoples broke away from the officer and retrieved the handgun from the open driver's side door pocket, creating an immediate deadly threat to the officer. The officer, fearing for his safety, fired one round from his service weapon to defend himself. Deandra Peoples is Jabari's first cousin, and the family is claiming that's untrue.
It's bad enough that the officer killed him. But to be spreading these alleged events, what happened, and lying about it, it's just not right.
Aliceville Mayor.
So here's what the family is saying. The family is saying in their statement that they're looking for answers for his death because they've not been given anything. They haven't released the body footage. They've got nothing. And to be honest, it gets even worse because the family is saying that there was no weapon, no threat made, according to witnesses, and that Jabari fully complied. Because you know how it goes when they say somebody didn't comply. That's usually a cover up. They say that the officer shot without warning, which to me makes sense. I can't imagine that you got knocked to the ground, got up, let him get up and go get a gun out of his car. They're saying that The police officer did not render any aid at all. No CPR, no nothing. It wasn't until the medical folks got there, and it gets crazy. There was no notification to the family, and they don't have any camera footage. Now, what's crazier is that the family didn't get notified until 12 hours later. So that happened Monday night at 9 p.m. The family got a phone call at 10 a.m. the following day, notifying them that he passed away, his body was already transported, an autopsy was conducted without their knowledge or consent, and they were instructed to send a funeral home to retrieve him. Mind you, no family identified his body. How could you do an autopsy on someone who was not identified? No family has identified the body. They don't have any body cam footage. And now the mayor is saying that this is a problem and that they need to review the body cam footage and all this other stuff. But the family is saying, like, what happened? Why didn't you render aid? Also, I'm still trying to figure out where's the weapon. They allege that he had a weapon. If he had a weapon and he was unalived, why wouldn't you then be able to produce the weapon for the family? If everything was done correctly, why have we still not seen any body cam footage? How do y'all notify someone 12 hours after their child has been deceased? The next day? It's not like you needed all that time in order to notify them. You could have simply went to the family's house at night, knocked on the door and said, hey, there was an incident, your son passed away. Also, all of this for some marijuana? All of this, you did all of this because their car smelled like marijuana? Something about this don't make sense. And the family is saying that they want answers. They want answers. They want to talk to the police. They've yet to hear anything back. They've heard nothing back about their child. And now they're saying that the body cam footage is not available to the public at this time, but the mayor's office is calling for the body cam footage. This is crazy to me. It's crazy. This is an 18-year-old who was in college. Like, what? I don't understand any of this. And these are the discrepancies. The family is saying, the officer is saying that there was a weapon present in the door that Jabari retrieved. The family is saying there was no weapon and Jabari was unarmed. Their struggle. The officer is saying that Jabari initiated the attack. The family says there's been no mention of a struggle. Body cam. The officer says that they captured the entire event. Family still doesn't have body cam. Post-shooting aid. The officer says that he administered aid on the scene, and the family says no aid was administered until it was too late. Notification. The police department is saying that they notified the family through the proper channels. The family's saying they didn't find out until 12 hours later. And to those of you who are already assuming that this is a race war, I still don't even know the race of the cop. I'm speaking from a stance of justice, and this is how I know that racism is still alive and well in our country, because I've yet to acknowledge the race of the police officer. I'm talking about an 18-year-old black boy who was killed by the police. I didn't say anything about a race. I didn't tell y'all what he looked like. I didn't even, to be honest, I probably said the race of the boy, but I never told y'all what the police officer looked like. But it is such a common practice in America for police to be able to kill young black boys, white police officers more specifically, and get away with it, that people automatically insert the idea that the police officer was white. Meanwhile, I never mentioned the race of the police. The family is asking for justice. I think the fact that there has still been, there wasn't any notification for 12 hours after Jabari was unalived by the police, in and of itself is a huge problem. The fact that there's no body cam footage, and to be honest, if they truly had evidence that Jabari had done something or that there was a weapon, they would have shown that already. It would have been made clear and in the public. If he had a weapon, they would have showed us the weapon he had. They would have showed us the marijuana that was in the car. And honestly, how much marijuana did he have that you felt the need to arrest him? Because they're saying it smelled like marijuana. They're not even saying they found pounds of marijuana on him. What is the legal amount of marijuana in that community for you to even be arrested, that you arrested him because you smelled marijuana coming out of the car? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We would have seen the body cam footage. If he in fact resisted arrest, they would have shown us the body cam footage. This is crazy. I still haven't heard that he was off duty, whether or not he was off duty. And the truth of the matter is that the details about the case are so scattered because they're trying to cover things up. That means that we're going to get it in pieces. But I feel like the family is asking for the word to be put out there, for a call to action to be made. And I don't care. I'm screaming justice for Jabari because it's little black boys, little black children deserve life. They deserve justice. They deserve to live. They don't deserve to be hunted down like animals in the wild by police officers, the people who are supposed to be getting paid to protect and to serve. So it's just like justice for Jabari Peoples. I just wanted to come on here real quick and say that.